As you know, I'm Kainton, the Tech Pro, and today I'm going to show you how to add a file upload to your application. So this is the application I've created. Basic application, there is nothing there. I've not added anything except that we have these two dependencies, the SpringBoot Starter Thymeleaf and SpringBoot Starter Web. So you need this Starter Thymeleaf because you are going to be displaying a HTML page. So let's start by adding a HTML page that is we are going to use to display the upload control, or the upload button and text box in a form. So let me just add. Remember that if you are adding a HTML page, it's going to be inside the template folder. So I'm going to say new and go to order. If you are joining for the first time, please subscribe if you've not subscribed. So I select HTML file and I go next. So I can just call this page index. So it's going to be index.html. And in this index.html, I'm simply going to add a form tag, because if you are uploading a file, it means you are submitting it by a form. So I'm going to add input type equal to file. Okay. So if you are trying to upload, the input type is going to be file. So let me add maybe a line break, and add a submit button. So I'm going to add button type is equal to submit. Okay, so this is what you should do. And the text is going to be submit or upload, either of the two. Let me just call it submit. So we click on the submit button, the file is submitted. So there's a number of things you need to take note of here. The first one is that this form has to be submitted to somewhere. We've not written the endpoint where this form is to be submitted. So I can't write it now, but I can specify that the method is equal to post. The method is going to be post. And another thing you need to specify in the form is something called the enc type. It should be the encoding type. So you specify it like this: enc type equals, now pay attention, is going to be multi-part slash form dash data. So this is what you have to do. If you don't do it this way, then likely you are not able to submit this file. Maybe I can just give this a name. Name is equal to file. I could just call it file. Name is equal to file. Okay, so that's basically what you have here. And later on, we are going to be adding th action. That is where we are trying to submit this form to. Th action is equal to, and since we are using Thymeleaf, we are going to be saying at open and close curly braces, and our link will now be inside here. If you are using Thymeleaf, this is what you are going to do. Alright, so let's now go to create the endpoint that is going to handle the file uploads. And so instead of creating another controller file, let me just make this file a controller so that it could handle requests coming from the browser. Alright, so let me first write a method that is going to return the index page. So let me just say public string index. So this method is simply going to display the home page. I'm simply going to return index. So once we go to /index, we should have the index page, or the index.html page. And I'm going to use get mapping here to /index. Okay, so this is fine. You already know this. And now let's now write a method that is going to handle form submit. Okay, that is going to be handling file submit. This time is going to be post mapping because we are submitting a form. Okay, it's going to be post mapping, and let's use the URL /upload. This is fine. Okay, so this file is going to be submitted to this method I'm writing now. So let me call it public string upload file, public string upload file, and specify the parameter to be the file type parameter. So it's going to be multi-part file. That to be the parameter to the parameter type, multi-part file. file. Okay, so this is where we are, and this multipath file is going to be coming from a request parameter. So I'm going to tell Spring that this file is coming from the request parameter. So I'm going to say at request parameter, at request param. So it's telling Spring that this file is coming from request parameter named file. So the name, while we use file here, this file here is the same name we are using right here. I think that's how it applies. And so I can just correct this one. So now we are going to do one thing. Now we want to specify what folder or what directory in our application do we want to put in this file that is submitted. I want to place it in the static folder, and I want to put it inside a folder in the static folder called uploads. Okay, so we have a folder called uploads. I want this uploads folder to trap all the files that is submitted. So let me okay, so that is fine. So in this method, we are now going to specify the base directory of the file, and that will be the uploads folder, and it's going to be a string. So let me call it base directory. Let me call it base directory, and it's going to be the directory for the uploads folder. So it's going to be, now we are going to copy the path to this folder, and to get that path to the folder, I'm simply going to right click on it and choose don't know if it's copy qualified name. So let me try. Okay, no, this is not what you should do. I'm going to undo. So simply click and just choose properties, and at this point you can just show in Explorer right here, and it shows in Explorer, and this is it, uploads, and just click on the address bar and copy the address. That is what you should do. Copy the address and paste the address right here, because that here is going to be the base directory, and at the end you need to specify 2 more backslash so that the file name does not attach to the folder name. All right. So the next thing I'm going to do now is to use a function called a file function called transfer to. So I'm going to say file. So this file here that is coming in the parameter is coming. I'm going to say file.transfer to and specify the destination. So which means that this file is coming from the browser as in a request parameter, and we are going to create it as a new file in the destination. So I'm simply going to say new file and specify the destination. So the destination is going to be base directory plus, and then specify the name I want to give the file. Normally when you are uploading a file, you might have to choose name like that depends on the logged in user, because it may have to be unique, or name that depends on the timestamp. But since we are doing a demo, let me just give it let me call it my file.jpg. okay, my file.jpg, that's the name I'm calling it, and this file is coming, file method is coming from java.io.file. So okay, so I'm going to return back to the original page. So I'm going to just redirect to the original page. So I'm going to return a redirect to the original page, which is to redirect to index. Yeah, index. Okay. All right. So at this point, since we are doing a file transfer, we might expect an error. So it means that this method, or this method should throw an error, or I can add a try catch declaration. So I choose to use a throw declaration. So I'm throwing illegal state exception and IO exception. So that is fine. I'm going to shift it to the next line. Okay, so basically we are almost done, except that we need to now tell the form that it should submit the file to the /upload directory. to this /upload endpoint. So here I'm going to specify /upload. Okay. So I could have actually also put something like file successfully submitted, but it's okay. We'll talk about that, all the bells and whistles we'll talk about later. But for now, this is how to upload a file. I'm going to run this application at this point, and let's try to upload a file, and we are going to make sure that this file appears in the uploads folder. Okay. So let me run this application at this point. Upload file demo. I'm going to run, and we expect to see this page, index.html page. Okay. I just hope I'm not missing out anything. Okay, so hopefully the application starts. Okay, Tomcat started at port 8080. So let's go browse to try to see if we can submit a file. So let me go to http localhost at 8080, and here you can see our buttons here. Let me just increase this. Okay, fine. So choose a file, and I'm going to choose, let's say, any file, anaconda, blah blah blah, and submit. And I'm going to click on submit, and it refreshes, and now the file was submitted. If I go back to Spring and I refresh this page, I refresh, you can see in the uploads folder, you can see my file.jpg. So this is basically how easy it is to upload a file. So the main application I'm working on is different from this one. So if I actually go to port 8081, you can see that there is an application I was already working on. I would like you to follow along. Maybe it's not started. I would like you to follow along in that application. So it specifies how to add all the bells and whistles, how to display validation message, how to do something really nice. So let me reload this page at this point, and so that I'll just show you. So this is the application I'm working on. So it's a fleet management system, and I can easily log in. So the step-by-step on how to build this application, you can find it in the description box. You can follow from beginning to the end. I'm still working on it, so you can always follow along. But for now, this is how to upload a file in Spring Boot. I'd like to thank you for viewing. I'd like to recommend you subscribe to my channel, like my video, and share it around. And also, if you have challenges, let me know, and do give me some recommendations you find out about my lessons.